Kog'Maw under turret, that fool's gonna die.
Oh yeah.
And H2K can find that. And honestly, it's kind of the same for H2K as well. Both these guys are leaving their AD carries alone. And instead of roaming mid as a big group, they can roam to the AD carry lane as a big group, who also has no wards, who has multiple gank paths in and nowhere to go. And it's even harder to counter gank because your team's less likely to be around.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. They keep leaving him down there. Hey, it's like the all-tech of EU right now.
Yeah.
Just basically,
somewhere
Bockler is the best top laner in the AD carry position.
Yep.
By himself, just solo farming away up against another top laner.
Yep. Meanwhile, their top laner's the carry. So, you know, they've got this nice role synergy going on between Kuban and Bockler here. Picks and bans coming through. Jack still banned away by Lublin Shore. They will not let Odwam the first pick it. They have never allowed that champ to go to H2K. Jack's casted and Yasuo the bans away. So you're seeing Forbidden still not being allowed to those champions as well. But nothing else coming through, nothing in Trashy's pool. That means the Kayle still is available, and that is going to be first picked. Meanwhile, Bramarelli Lulu, still the bans for H2K.
Yeah, H2K, they get Kayle now because Jax was the substitute ban. So they first pick it for Odwamne. It's going to be Jax, it was going to be Kayle. You spend 2 bans on that.
Yeah.
Can't do it. He's got to ban Casted and Yasuo as well.
Yeah, but this does now give Thresh over to Libic for the first time in this match. And I think you've got to lock this in if you're Lublin Shore. I think the fact that it was prioritized so heavily as a ban, the fact that Libic is so good on that champion, I don't think you can give that away. I am ever so slightly surprised by the Lee Sin being grabbed early, just because we haven't seen Lee Sin work well yet this series, but it's a 2-game sample size. I understand going for it anyway.
Yeah, Kikis is getting his Lee Sin, baby, though. That's his most played. Trashy pretty much picked the Lee Sin just to take it away from Kikis last time, because that's not his most played.
No, it's not.
Not even close.
No, it's not.
He's more of a... He had like the Wukong, he had the Kazakhs and things like that. They got nerfed down. Loves J4, loves Vi, loves those types of champions. He has the Evelynn in his back pocket as well. But the Lee Sin is something that he doesn't seem as adept on. So I want to see what Kikis does with this. And Trashy's most likely going to be the Jarvan here for him again, because that worked wonderfully for him in the first game.
Eve is still open, though.
That is
Game
true.
1, Eve was stolen away from, but it's not even going to be that one either. It's going to be maybe the hover on Elise Twitch.
He hovered it last time, too. And I talked about his Elise. I'm like, I don't know him too much as an Elise player.
Yeah.
If they do pick Elise, it's most likely to combo with the Morgana.
She can't make early game moves.
Yeah, exactly. Which is H2K style. They really use that early game, and they're going to go for it. So they're going to go with a completely different style than we've seen from Trashy in the past. So he's going to go for more early game, try to get some objectives.
Yeah.
Not really kill people, roam around the map, a little bit of fighting power there. But against a Lee Sin, it's not in your favor as much. But I think what they're going to go with here is possibly a Morgana for AOD, is what I would assume. Does well against Thresh, pairs really well with the Elise.
Yes. And Intervention Black Shield is unbreakable.
Yeah.
You have a literally immune champion. You can't be touched by literally anything at all, aside from like the damage debuff of Exhaust. If you have Kayle ulti plus all this fun stuff. We're going to see if they actually go for that one. Yep, there we go. This hover on Morgana the Sisters. I think it's a great combo. It's going to mean the H2K has plenty of damage output as well. Any reasonable AD carry plus a Kayle is a lot. And
that's the strat.
All right. Yep. Disengage, poke heavy. H2K have a late game fallback pattern and a great way to push through a mid game lead.
So when I saw the Elise come out, I'm like, they have to pair it with a Morgana. There's no other reason to really pick that for Trashy, because that's not his style.
Yeah.
They're going with a different style, and they're going to be like, all right, Fibevin, you're going to poke people down, we're going to have a consistent damage dealer, and then we're going to have disengage with some catch potential here. So basically, if you land a binding, guaranteed spear.
Yep.
You land a cocoon, it's a guaranteed spear. They're long enough CCs to keep people locked out so that you get max damage on that based on your positioning. Oh, Odwamne, oh my lord, his Kayle was so good previously. Just bring it out again. Now, Lublin Shore, their answer to this is we're going to have a Twitch, we're going to have a LeBlanc, we're going to have a lot of assassins here, a lot of quick-moving champions that can get in. And the problem here, though, is the hard engage.
Yeah, exactly.
The hard engage.
They don't have a good
show
way
up next to you, but they don't have a good way in.
This is, all right, I mean, this is going to be difficult, I think, for Lublin Shore. They've got to make the individual plays here. This is actually very reminiscent of the game that NIP lost to Gamers 2, actually.
Yeah.
They had a Jarvan in that game, to be fair, and it still wasn't enough, but it was like, yeah, we can all make individual plays. We have a Twitch, we have a LeBlanc. We can kind of do stuff. I think they might have even had, they had Shyvana or Lulu there as well, like someone else who could like do a follow-up sort of mid-tier engage. And it's like, all right, how good are you at getting in on this? Because H2K has a lot of CC, they have a lot of fallback patterns, they have a lot of ways of getting you off them. Lublin Shore need individual playmaking from Take Fun and from Mockler to turn this game in.
Yeah, Take Fun, Mockler can Kikis get them ahead early. Because H2K, they basically sit back, group Odwamne. He will probably go with a split push and show up to the fights once people poke down enough. Basically, it's like 1 to 2 spears land. You guys siege the turret, and if they even look like they're going to contest it, I will TP in and basically tell them to back off.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be the attempt here. It's going to be a very difficult game. And it's interesting because this is the second time now I've seen H2K pick champions that they're not in their own top tier. So you talked about the fact that Trashy picked up Lee Sin when it wasn't really, one of his most played. Like, it was kind of a steal from Kikis to try to remove that away. And it's like, I understand that as a priority of removing your best champion. But again, now for the Nidalee in the mid lane, Fibivin, yes, he plays it some, but it's like his 8th most played, right? Like, it's in his pool with air quotes, but like, this is not like him getting Yasuo. It's not like him getting Cassidy. There's not going to be that same level of performance. I mean, unless he proves us wrong, right? But like, as far as comfort pick goes, it's not the case. They're going for a strategy and hoping that it works.
Yeah, and of course, Nidalee just sets up the whole team composition around her. But also, when you pick a Nidalee, it dictates what your comp's going to do, but it dictates what the other comp has to do. They have to deal with the Nidalee. We saw it yesterday with Gamers 2 when Ocelot picked the Nidalee. It was like, wow, we showed up 2 Dragon, Baron at the right time, but Nidalee was there at the same time, poking us. We had to give up objectives to them. We had to back off and just stalled out the game. So now for Bevin, he's in a position to get his team going to allow them to poke off of objectives. It won't happen for a while, but it looks like we're going to have standard lanes here, unless it's going to tip them off and say, nope, we don't want that.
Well, so far they're going to spot each other, whatever. Trinkets can come down around this time. That's actually the right Trinket timer because it'll watch late invades.
I'm actually
put it not too early.
surprised. If they do go for these standard lanes here, it's definitely in H2K's favor because Morgana does really well against Thresh. Kale does really well against Shyvana.
Look at that. Lublin Shore is actually recalling Mockler back to base. And now it's a question of where can Shyvana go? And look, yep, they're sending Mockler top lane.
Yeah, there's a sin here. I'm like, there's no reason for them to actually go with a straight up just 2-on-2, 1-on-1s unless they just put so much emphasis on the dragon.
Well, any invade, though, I want to actually pay attention to level 1 right now.
That's true.
Lublin Shore, they cannot invade this buff without getting spotted. And right now, if H2K are going for the greedy buff start, they're starting with only their top lane or their dual lane on the wrong side of the map, which means Lublin Shore needs to punish this or they get 3 buffed. They go 1 for 3 on buffs unless they invade. The invade will then get spotted.
Top laner's not even going to help with it.
Okay, wow. They can easily punish this.
Oh,
he has to leave right now.
They see it coming. Trashy has to book it.
Out he goes. So Lublin Shore's lanes are seen, and in fact it will allow H2K to swap their lanes back. You're seeing Morgana Lucian run across the map to start this one out. So look
they're
at
actually going to contest it.
Ooh, this is risky because they're outnumbered.
4 on 5.
Odonna's on the wrong side of the map. Q1 push them away. There's only vision now. That's going to be an easy smite. Well picked up. There we go. Not a chance for Trash the entire time. It will allow H2K to find the lanes they want, but they are behind in the jungle game.
Well, they go for the 2-on-2 in the top lane, though.
Yep.
And meanwhile, Odwamne, he's been shoving this bottom lane. He's going to force a TP out of
oh, look at this.
Uban.
This is
they're going to go get the blue.
I think that could work for H2K. They're going to try.
It could also backfire. It's a very risky play.
No one's stopping him. They got it.
Yep. No contest here. It is going to delay Trashy's first gank, but at the same time, he's Elise right now. Up against Lee Sin. Lee Sin's going to get the first gank off pretty much no matter what.
So Kikis level 2, he can start on his own red buff. And actually, he looks for the blue buff now, and it's already gone. No one watched the invade right there. So despite the handicap at level 1, H2K find their way back in. Lublin Shore say, oh man, they really just got that on us.
Yes, and that's actually going to put Trashy back on the same timer as Kikis. Because Kikis is going to do Wolves, then he's going to go do his red. Trashy's going to go do his red, then his Wraiths. And then he'll look for something.
Well, Libic, though, he's looking for the hook. He's going to land on an AOD. This is actually a very good start to the lane. Of course, they got level 2 first. They did get level 2 first. They were to the lane first, and they got the push going. So they've actually managed to do a very good thing in this lane where they're up in potions. And that, despite the initial matchup disadvantage, could work for Lublin Shore's favor.
Yeah, now they have to CS underneath the turret. Oof. Missing a couple. 4 CS to 15. And the funny thing here, too, is that H2K, they wanted the 2-on-2. They 100% wanted this, and I don't blame them because of the matchups. But because of the experience differential, coming up very poorly so far.
Okay, well, Kikis is going to be the first to recall. He's going to pick up a longsword, a ward, and a potion, so he's going to be able to fight back against people, and his lanes, or his ganks are going to be a little bit stronger. So Kikis, see if he can make any plays there. But damage, wow, that hook lands. AOD just did not black shield. That's no reason to miss that one, but Lublin Shore, this Libic Mockler lane we talked about at the very start, is starting out really well in Game 3.
It's how they're going to win. But right now, Phreak playing the Nidalee, if he can actually get to a good point in the mid game, then it's huge. Despite how destructive your AD carry is, one spear gets him out of the fight.
Yeah, it really can.
2 spears kills him.
Unless you can get Phreak down. And Take Fun is the guy to do that. He is LeBlanc against Nidalee. It's, I think, a good matchup for LeBlanc.
Yes, it is.
You've got some healing, but like you can really put some damage on. She can't fight back easily.
Only thing in the early game is she will heal herself with Primal Surge and just do some auto attacks at you. You'll try to trade. You'll use a little bit of mana to do so.
See what they can find. Kikis is actually starting to play a little bit more aggressively. Puts a ward down in front of the red buff, and he's actually going to spot Trashy there. They're actually going for the same camp here. Smite battle. Hut.
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 Out he goes. Hut. Trying again.
Nope.
Hut. You can't actually pull that Wraith into the brush, so the little ones you could if you really cared about killing those first, but I don't think Big Wraith ever quite reach. Oh, okay, yeah,
nope.
he aggro's back. And still gets it though, Trashy. Well done there. Kikis smited early.
Yep.
Didn't get anything for it.
Well, he loses Baron, doesn't lose Wraith. Don't smite early on that one.
True. Well done, Trashy. Well, he did smite early. He had to Q it.
Late. Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah.
Trashy smited early both times.
Yes.
Last 2 smites we've seen.
Ah. Well, they both smited it. What?
I don't know what Kikis smited. He might have gotten a small Wraith. Or like a Spider Link.
Okay.
Someone smited the Wraith. That's all I know.
Okay.
But it went to a Q from Elise. That's all I got. That's all I got.
All right.
Odwamna, you can see them doing battle right now with Kuban. That was a heads-up 1v1. Kuban did show up to lane a little bit late after the lane was already pushed, so he was at a predisposed disadvantage, but it's still a matchup that goes well for Kale. So there is at least a backup plan for H2K. There's enough other threats in the team that if they don't get the Nidalee pattern to work, they've still got a well-farming Kale. And Kikis.
Both junglers actually looking top right now. And 80 carries, there's a 10 CS disparity, but there's more combat stats on Hjarnan right now.
That's true.
Ooh, Trashy's going to back. It's going to be a 3-on-2 if it does get engaged, and the wave is pushing towards Lublin Shore.
Ooh, bind is going to hit. It might bait the fight. There comes the Lantern. There goes the engage. Oh, but the minions are in the way. No Q lands onto Hjarnan. The hook also gets black shielded and outranged by AOD, so nothing found.
That's going to force Kikis to back off. It's going to give Trashy information that he's on the top side of the map. They don't make any moves bottom just yet because that lane is just going in Odwamna's favor naturally.
But think about these lane matchups, though. H2K sought out the 2-on-2. Lublin Shore picked up the LeBlanc for themselves. I'm trying to remember if LeBlanc or Nidalee was picked first.
Nidalee was last picked.
Nidalee was last picked. Wait. So H2K opted into the Nidalee versus LeBlanc matchup. They opted into the 2v2. And both matches being won by Lublin Shore.
Yeah. They last picked Shyvana on Lublin Shore. So the Nidalee was locked in after the LeBlanc was shown by Take Fun.
Yeah, because it was Kale and then Lucian Elise, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the Morgana and Nidalee were the last 2 picks. Yeah, I'm remembering that now.
It's all coming back to you.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me. Yeah, H2K last picked on both those matchups. Like the entire matchup, they got the picks they wanted. And they are doing poorly in this one. The only one actually working well is this Odwamna, the first pick on Kale. That one is working nicely. So that's the only guy we can really trust
good
right
black
here.
shield.
Yeah, absolutely very well done. But 300 gold lead for Lublin Shore.
Yeah. Despite stomping the lane very, very early on, Hjarnan comes back with the longsword and pushes that advantage immediately instead of playing scared. He knows he has the combat stats up.
Yeah, it's very well done. And he trusts AOD to get the black shields. They've done very well ever since that first one, so gotta say that's okay.
Ooh, they're going for the blue invade again by H2K. Might get collapsed on here, though.
Gonna be equal numbers here. Kikis wants to get the smite, goes in, gets it. Well done there, Kikis. They actually deny it still from the mid lane of LeBlanc. And there's Dragonform forcing a flash out. Odwamna's gotta be careful. I don't know why Kale burned ulti on that one because there's no damage coming through. Trashy taking a whole bunch of pain. He's got nowhere to go, and the kill's gonna get picked up by Kuban there in that fight. Very well done, Lublin Shore.
And they chase it down. They had it warded, they had the timer on it, and they knew that H2K wanted to come around into that area. Phreak doesn't really have a lot of mana, and he can't really contest that at all because Take Fun is playing LeBlanc. All he has to do is just come into that fog of war, and you don't know whether he's going to the fight or if he's sitting there waiting for you to face check it.
And you don't want to face check that.
No.
It'll hurt a little bit. Q is targeted. You can't even juke it. You just take the damage if you show up. So he's going to back off. Odwamna still trying to hold up to this matchup. Still 10 CS up, but that's pretty much holding equal. Yeah. So Kuban's doing well for this one. Of course, now Lublin Shore starting up. Now that Smite is back for Kikis, he's going to go for this one. Trashy not even trying to look for that one. Without the summoners up, with the level disadvantage, LBS just goes for this.
And Trashy, it's his style to be extremely aggressive, but
oh my gosh, big damage. Summoner heal used as well through the Ignite, and Fabiven wants this battle, but did he want too much? The flash auto attack for Take Fun. Fabiven greedy in the matchup. H2K getting outplayed 1 by 1.
Wow, and Odwamne on the wrong side of the map now.
The play. Good kick though, the box comes down. There's nowhere for him to go. Another fight is found. Lee Sin working excellent in the one-on-one lanes. H2K over-aggressive time and again.
Yeah, they're just way too aggressive against Lublin Shore. It happened in the last game too. We saw Trashy kept going in on things, and that's just his style, is to not let up. But when you end up not letting up and it puts you in a deficit, and you keep having that playstyle just all across your maps, all across your lanes, it really, really hurts your composition, and then you end up behind trying to find your way back in. A Dragon goes over to Lublin Shore, 3 kills up, 2K gold now. And the fact that they stopped the counter jungle is huge. They basically equalized everything and then pushed themselves into a lead.
This is awesome. The individual plays, and now you can see why Kikis got his Lee Sin denied so many times.
Yeah.
It's pretty freaking good at the champion. So I gotta say, I'm a fan of the Kikis Lee Sin. He is also looking awesome. The newest pickup to the Lublin Shore lineup, and he is making this game win for Lublin Shore.
Ooh, he's off on the side of the Fog of War.
It's a potential 3-on-3 here if they want it. Pinkward's gonna get swept away. He shows now. Q onto Hjarnan, not gonna follow that one up. Makes a lot of sense to not do that. Wards go back down to try rush. Kikis level 7, equal to Trashy. That's a Pinkward.
He found it.
Take Fun. Oh, takes a nice dodge. Nearly, I thought he was gonna hit that javelin. Trashy will clear the ward away, but the Pinkward will also drop. Slight gold lead for Lublin Shore for that one, but ward dies regardless. Trashy back into his own jungle right here. We still watch his bot lane matchup there. They continue to tread water though, so nothing too major happening. It's just Odwamne trying to push, and then Kuban last hitting under turret. Neither top laner has teleport. Mockler tries to make a play one more time. Looks for Hjarnan, then does dodge away on the binding. There's the lane to commit across. The hook attempted. There's no one even pick up. He just wanted to scare him.
Threw the lantern backwards just for the intimidation factor. And down bottom, though, it's actually pretty even in gold because of the kill to Kuban, and also the fact actually he's ahead because he got Dragon.
Yeah.
So he's actually doing really well in that Kale matchup. Only 15 CS down, despite Kale being such a lane bully against Shyvana.
Working so excellently right now for these guys. You're seeing life be good for Lublin Shore. See what I can keep doing with this one, because you still have to worry about the fact that Kale is pretty scary. They jump in on Odwamne. Good damage is available. Kikis already jumped over to a ward, so no safeguard left available still. No flash though for the Kale. Q is going to land. There's the intervention though, keeping him safe. And Trashy shows up to the fight, lands a stun. Odwamne though, still losing health, and the kill will be picked up by Kuba, but now Kikis has to make his way out with 300 health. Trashy putting some good damage down. He's a Q away from the kill, and here comes Nidalee now as well. This is not good for Kuban. He is chasing Trashy, but the heal comes in. He's trying to outplay the cat. I don't know if he can quite do it. Puts some more damage down. He is trying, but there's still no LeBlanc, but Fabiven is losing health. Kuban is putting some good pressure down, but he can't quite find enough. Fabiven makes it a 2-for-1 overall. Well played H2K to turn that fight.
Yeah, and they end up getting minimal losses in the mid lane because Take Fun, he didn't roam down. He didn't come down. He decided to go for the turret damage, and he barely gets any.
Yeah, definitely not the right move there for Take Fun, leaving his team out to dry. Fabiven, yeah, he lost a bunch of turret health. He lost a bunch of farm, but you know what? He saved a kill and turned one around instead. His turret's going to lose a lot of health. Take Fun,
yeah,
he actually will. Okay, you know what?
All right.
It is a turret for a kill trade.
It's a good trade there. Fabiven took the long way around, went through the jungle, and then he ended up losing it just because he was playing a little bit safer.
Okay. Well, Lublin Shore continue to have a 2,000 gold lead then. And that's going to work out pretty nicely. Take Fun level 10 to the level 10 of the Nidalee of Fabiven.
This also frees up LeBlanc to roam around
a
lot more. So we're going to have to see how that ends up for them right now. Lublin Shore trying to get Dragon control. It'll be up pretty shortly right now. Man, Kuban just getting another kill for himself in that bottom lane is definitely in a great position against Kale. I like his build. I like the fact that he has Vamp Scepter to go ahead and sustain himself. He also has the Spectre's Cowl to help sustain himself after he takes some damage. And then he has the Giant's Belt, just for the HP added on top of the magic resistance instead of completing an item.
Yeah, he doesn't need Banshees. He just wants the sort of the base MR, then get that armor, because you're still going to fight Illusion in team fights. So I very much like the build for Kuban. I think it makes a whole bunch of sense. He's going to be this great tank for the team. His base damages are good. We watch back at the top lane. Actually, finally, Hjarnan and AOD have put themselves back in the lead here. You're seeing a 9
If he gets
CS
a Cocoon
now.
on Mockler.
Oh man, he's on the wrong
But
side.
the thing is, AOD needs to line up a Dark Binding.
No,
he
get
throws
with
it back.
this. So much burst. He does actually pop the stealth. He flashes away. Mockler does stay alive, and here comes the teleport. Actually, looks like Lublin Shore might want to turn this fight around. Yeah, Dwamna shows, and Kuban definitely will not, but that means there's going to be a lot of
here comes the poke from the
got
side.
Nowhere to go. A lot of pain comes through. Good root does still land, but Fabiven is about to catch Libic. He could get the kill. He does get the damage down, but now Mockler's going to find a Nidalee in enemy territory. The Lee Sin Q lands as well, and Fabiven goes down. Top lane turret still falls regardless, but 1 for 1 and kills. Kuban still able to push the bottom lane down. He should be able to pressure this turret, to be honest, and H2K forced to defend 3v4.
We see
Lublin Shore.
Kickus off on the backside. He does have his kick still available. Meanwhile, we're going to see Kuban go ahead and push that bottom lane down. Get himself back up in CS. Has a level up now over Odawamne.
He's about 1 wave away from getting this turret down. I think it'll be enough, even though he doesn't have any real attack damage items. Kale's on the way down the map. He's going to be there in 20 seconds, but
Dragon.
This turret's low. And yeah, exactly. Dragon's up as well. You're seeing the recalls go for the dual lane of H2K. They know about this, but there's a timing window where Lublin Shore's there first.
Yeah, and they are going to be there first. They're definitely going to pick this one up, start it as fast as possible. And they're going to be rewarded with a turret and a dragon. It's going to be an even bigger gold lead than before.
Now look at that. H2K stood around too long in the siege, missed the timer on Dragon, and Lublin Shore made the better play. They are now up 3,000 gold. This number has grown by about 800 since those prior fights were happening. These guys are playing a smarter game right here. Honestly, it's more about objectives. They're losing in kills, or not losing in kills, but they've lost in kills in the recent past, where H2K have found these picks. It just doesn't matter.
And a big thing, too, is that for Bevan, he went for the guaranteed kill by flashing in onto Thresh instead of trusting that he could land a spear, and gave up himself for that, which is their main sieging tool.
Yeah.
He could have been able to keep a lot of the members there under pressure if he had just stayed alive and thrown spears at them.
Yeah, absolutely. H2K are playing greedy and overconfident. They're getting themselves into bad fights. They're making bad choices now where they think they're just going to win outright, and it's a very surprising situation for these guys, but you know, I was wondering what would happen if H2K stopped winning in the first 5 minutes, like they had in their first 3 victories of the season.
Oh, they're going to rely on poke.
They're going to try.
That's the answer.
That's their way back
that
in.
They've come up with.
All 5 are there. Kuban's flanking Libix at half health, Kickus as well, but maybe this is the fight these guys can take. Javelin, though, now Lublin Shore can't fight anymore. Look at this. The turret's going to go down. H2K's poke comp does work in this case, and down goes mid-tier 1.
They're going to get that for themselves, equalizing the turrets. They're still down 2K gold. They're going to go for another, though. And continue to push it out. Lee Sin hasn't backed yet. There he goes. He's finally back. Mockler, he's going to see what he can do. Take Fun going after Hjarnan.
Some good damage there. Dwamna going to take a bunch of pain. There comes the jump in as well, but this is a 4v5. Kuban takes a lot of pain, takes a lantern out. The damage comes through. They pick up the Morgana. Now Libic goes in as well to try to keep the fight going. Dwamna does not get rooted, but in a 4-on-5, Lublin Shore gets a kill.
End up taking out AOD. Mockler showing up at the right place, but also Take Fun getting the great route. Just all around that team fight was really well played by Lublin Shore from every individual aspect.
Yeah. I really need to commend Kuban, though. Just the flank dive. Watch him come in on this.
Comes in from the side. They use a lot on Hjarnan to keep him alive, and now he's attacking, but Libic just gets him back there. He ends up stunning Kuban, and it looked like the culling. He wanted to get it. He gets the flash out of Shyvana there from Odawamne. And man, the hook onto Fabevan. He could have been chucking spears.
Yep.
Could have been chucking javelins the entire time. He's hooked back and is forced to Cougar and get out.
So excellent stuff there. Take Fun. Just going to wave through the mid lane with that turret down. Maybe it'll unlock him to roam. It looks like he wants to go towards the top side, but walks through a ward while doing so. Kickus, though, does not get seen. This is a chance at a slim window for 3-on-2, but Elise is coming around.
Oh, they're all grouping up there, though.
Okay, 4-on-3.
They finally warded it. So now Kickus is seen. But now Take Fun is there, too.
They could force this turret down, theoretically. You can safeguard over. Okay, he's going to be safe. This turret will take some damage. A little bit gun-shy. I think maybe still the smart choice, though. 1 bind means Mockler's dead. They don't quite get the turret down there. Don't want to force the issue too terribly hard, but no ultis, no summoners. I think Lublin Shore could have gone for the risky play there.
They decide not to. And that's kind of their style, too.
It is low risk.
It's just low risk, medium reward. H2K, complete opposite. High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
The high risk.
Or negative reward.
Exactly.
When it backfires, so I mean I
that's
guess
the
it's part
point
of the high risk.
High risk,
Yeah,
though. Yeah.
Sorry, you're right. You were correct. I don't know why I said anything else. I just wanted to say something, okay? I want to be part of the point. I wasn't. It was all you. You don't need me anymore. Well, you know, though, we are back to a 1,400 gold difference, though. H2K has halved the gold deficit.
They were playing a little safer
last time.
Is the thing. Trashy hasn't been going as aggressive. They gave up 3 back-to-back kills at the start that were just very careless. Now, they're waiting for Fibevin to poke people down because he has the most gold on the team aside from Oduamne, who's been off on the side the entire time. So if Fibevin can get down 1 or 2 spears, we saw it last time, just forced to kick us off an objective, boom, rewarded with the turret. Just keep doing things like that and keeping ward vision on your side so they can't flank you. And
almost a death cap.
Little bit ahead. He's gonna go for this.
Which he's staying. This is a bit of a risk. Here comes the teleport, though, to keep himself safe. Looks like Kuban will be able to push everyone back away. Does complete the teleport, so he's going to be there with everyone else.
Yeah, Runan's completed 2 for Oduamne. Hurricane is down.
Trashy goes by a ward, maybe to flank this top lane. I don't think he'll be able to do so. Looks like he's going to back off of this. Ward sweeping, they really don't find one. He got spotted by a different ward. They didn't know where it was, though. They realized they got seen, but that wasn't where the ward was.
Yeah. And now, teleport advantage for H2K. Dragon's not up for a while. It's going to take a good, decent amount before that's back up. And now, by the time that teleport is back up for Kuban, though, Dragon will be up.
Ooh, that is a thing. No, that's a 5-minute teleport. ETP to a minion.
Mm-hmm.
How long?
Oh, sorry. That's why I meant the opposite.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's how you save face.
I meant
the opposite of what I said.
No, I meant it's not going to be up with the caveat.
Got it. Oh. Maybe I just misheard.
No. You probably heard correctly. I probably misspoke.
Okay. I'm right, yes.
It's not going to be up because he teleported to a minion.
Okay, well, 2,500 gold right now. The difference between these two, Lublin Shore and H2K, keep trading gold. And you're seeing this game slowing down, which I think it makes a whole lot of sense when you're a poke comp. Dragon coming up. Pink ward is down.
Here's the thing, though.
Vision whatsoever.
Kuban, they see him top lane, trying to force it, trying to bait them in. And now he's going to have to make the trek down.
This is a risk right here. Javelins come out. They don't see much of Viven.
Here comes
He's
Mockler.
reasonably safe. Hook does not land. And all 5 are here for H2K. And Mockler forced a flash away. Does not take the lantern. Pink ward is down, but it's going to give some time for Kuban to walk across the map. He's going to be there in time. Dragon has now respawned. Oduamne does have teleport if he wants to cancel a split push somewhere else. Mid lane outer turrets are both gone, so to push that in would put you very far into enemy territory. Dragon being aggroed right now by Lublin Shore.
Mockler has played the Rune King complete. He's doing a lot of damage to this Dragon. Fibevin trying to poke off on the side. Gets Libic. This is their ticket in.
And can they go for this one? They're going to look for the Javelin. It's going to be smited away and picked up there by Lublin Shore. They're going to run away from this one, though. Oduamne on the chase. Mockler stealths out. Looks like H2K will not find anything for this. Not enough Javelins landed. They could not go in. And it's more gold going Lublin Shore's way.
So they end up with a 3K gold lead, and now they poke down Libic. He has to back. Actually, no, he's off on the side. He's still sitting here. They want to siege this turret. They have the attack speed from Kayle. They'll be able to get it down very quickly. But here comes the flank from Kuban if he wants to come in.
Not in time. They don't have Twitch. Yeah. Doing without Lee Sin, I understand. Without Twitch, I don't think is actually going to work. So H2K,
not going to work out.
They answered back. They got enough poke during Dragon. They got the inside track down the mid lane. Lublin Shore could not stop them. Well played, H2K.
Smockler's going for the power spiky Twitch, where you get the U-moves and you get the Blade of the Rune King. Last time we saw that, didn't work out too well. Yeah, when we saw it yesterday. Gonna have to see how they play it this game up against something like Kayle and Morgana. And the fact that they have, like, I guess that's kind of what he has to go for against an Italy. You're gonna have to show up next to somebody and try to blow them up before disengage happens.
Yeah, I think it makes thematic sense.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, right? Even if the siege pattern fails, you've got you know, a Lucian who's going to have reasonable damage, and again, a Kayle still there who's going to put out a lot of persistent damage. If you go too hard for early game with Lublin Shore, you lose the ability to team fight. That's basically one of the ways Lublin Shore won in Game 2, and they're about to hand it over to H2K in Game 3 if this goes for another 20 minutes.
Yeah, both of these teams fighting to see who goes to the finals and goes to London. 3K difference between them. Game 2, they were neck and neck for a very long time until somebody ran away with it off of a Dragon into a Baron. And the last couple of smites actually have just been even going back in history to game 2, just been wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Smites early, smites on different things. Smite right there on Dragon actually got Mockler the kill on it.
Yeah, both these guys have had some really sick smites back and forth. There's been some really good steals over walls. There's been some just ham dives that pay off, and then some that do whiff. So right now, H2K want to control ward vision over the Baron. They're doing a decent job of that one. They're still keeping Odwamne to split push the bottom side. Looks like Kuban did the same thing top lane. And you notice that both these teams are playing a lot more defensively now, right? It's down to game 3. Everything's on the line. You've got to make the right choices here. And just the game has slowed because no one wants to make the wrong move.
Everybody's playing right now to not lose. But the thing is if you play to not lose versus a poke comp, that's how you lose.
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
You have to be very decisive.
You got to try crazy stuff.
Kuban, he's got the right idea though. Since you don't have a real hard engage, just come in from a flank. Come in with the TP from the side, and then use your ultimate and your engagement tool.
A little bit of damage comes through there. Looks like ward still will be owned, and Lublin Shore has the southern jungle right now. They own this entire area, which means this bottom lane push that's coming in from Shyvana could pay off into a turret unless H2K can stop them. But LBS still trying to control this. Ward's being swept back and forth. Q comes out for Lee Sin, spotting Trashy and AOD. And another ward comes down. Lublin Shore, again, these are their brushes. You see the long route H2K takes around the left-hand side to get behind this turret. Their AD carry is going to be there a little bit slow, but they should be able to defend this thanks to Kale.
Hjarnan hasn't been a part of a lot of the fights at all. Now we're going to have to see, can he do something right now? But Odwamne gets caught.
Oh, he gets hooked up, but there's the Black Shield, and the intervention is popped. That is box for intervention. Banshee's Veil now popped by Kuban. He actually did go to finish that item after Blade of the Ruined King, so good spear tanker there. Kickus now loses his Banshee's Veil.
Going for the magic resistance so that their backline doesn't get hit with spears. They can just soak it up for him. Granted, when Void Staff does come out from Forbidden, but it's pretty far removed right now.
Ooh, wow, they're going hard. So much damage. He takes the McHale's to keep himself alive. Forbidden losing a lot of health. Kuban just goes for that one. Now the turret taking damage. Kuban forced to disengage, but there comes Trashy on the other side of that one, but it's going to be him being taken down. Odwamne actually takes down Mockler on the bottom side. AOD kicked around, but Kika's got nowhere to go. Takes the lantern. He's still burnt
so
down
much damage.
And gets picked up. Another one, though, goes to take fun. They are trading kills back and forth. A double kill for the Morgana. 2-3, though, and H2K wins the battle. But they're not even done. Take fun still trying. Hjarnan in the brush, though, does not get spotted. A third kill for AOD, and they just barely win that fight.
The lifesteal was enough to keep him alive versus the auto attacks after the burst from Take Fun. That was ridiculously close all around. This fight, they engage, Mockler gets chunked down, and then it's kind of a half fight here. They push so much onto Trashy, they wait for him to come down. Then he flashes over the wall, and Take Fun's right there. He gets taken out. Right now, Odwamne re-engages and just does so much damage. He ends up getting Kickus here while he's taking the lantern, and boom. Jump in, get another kill. Hjarnan right here. Take Fun comes in, flash, distortion. Look at that. He can see him. He's just vamping so much.
One auto attack, yep.
He gets 31 per hit. The fact that LeBlanc at this point pretty much does about 80 damage with an auto attack.
Yeah. Yep.
Just an inch.
Before armor, yeah.
Inch from death.
Real close. It worked out. So one thing as well is Mockler had Venomous Poison on a lot of people. And he did not respect turret aggro. He took like 4 turret shots that fight. He walked out of range and then walked back into range, and the Venom just right again pulls turret aggro back on him. That's why he actually died to Odwamne in that fight. Even though he got the McHale's, he disengaged the first time. Turret basically made that kill happen. That would have been a very different fight.
Poking into the bush. That's smart. Smart mode.
Good javelin. There we go. Nice trap over the wall. Gonna keep him safe in this one. But Forbidden gets caught out. The kick into the wall. Do they have the burst? Yes, they almost do. But Kale says no. And now Kickus is overextended. He's gonna go down, but they trade one back thanks to Twitch. Kuban forced run away.
Odwamne.
A lot from Odwamne, but he does not have ulti anymore. Is there any more damage left over? Livik gets cocooned into bind into death, and now Mockler also way too aggressive. 3-1 H2K.
Dragon is up right now. What does H2K want to do with this? If they get the Dragon, that's great. If they go for Baron, they still can. It's much riskier. Their smite is down, though, for Lublin Shore, and they have to do it quick.
H2K does not have ward coverage, but they do have a 4 versus 2.
Very decisive call.
Well, they got to make sure they're healthy enough to not die to Take Fun, because, again, the wards will let Lublin Shore know this is happening. Now, Kuban is low. Kickus is back alive and running as fast as he can without home guards. Take Fun is around over the wall. down lower and lower on health. Trashy losing some more HP. Cake Fun could try to burst this out. He goes in for
he's going for Trashy!
Deals some damage, but the smite still comes through. He gets the kill back for that one. But it's a kill for Baron, still good for H2K.
That was so close. If he had killed Trashy, he may have been able to steal the Baron, or at least increase his chances of taking it. Gets him after the fact. Baron goes over to H2K. 4 members of that team now have that buff, and now the gold is going to be equalized by Lublin Shore, but the temporary combat stats are in H2K's favor. So they're actually going to contest this off the back of Odwamne.
He stops the teleport, though, which means Lublin Shore knows they've got these small numbers lead there. He didn't want to go in by himself. Kuban is still low on health. They got to be a bit careful about that one. The attempted steal going to get body blocked. Nice job to tank the Javelin, and Dragon goes down. Picked up there by Lublin Shore, keeping them 1,000 gold ahead. These guys are up in gold if they can weather the Baron buff. They're still in good shape.
It's been a ridiculous back and forth, even in kills. 1 turret up for H2K. The Baron buff ticking on them. That's their way back into this game. They've been down for a large portion of it. They were 3 kills to 6 kills, but then they just get the trail off because Odwamne just does so much persistent damage in a fight, and the fact this intervention locks somebody in a stasis where they're just can't do any damage to them for 3 seconds. Fibevin, when he got that intervention, he's naturally squishy. He soaked up so much damage, and they couldn't take him out.
Yep.
They end up getting him after Kickus dropped, and there was a 4-on-4, and with members that were left, H2K definitely had more power in a full-on engage, because Nidalee's more of a poke setup champion. And now, Mockler, he's off on the side looking for an engage into this against H2K. But H2K, they're looking to just knock on the door. Actually, they're going for a pincer here. It looks like they want to have Mockler come in from the side and have Kuban come in from the other side.
Well, what can they do? Binding Lens on Olympic. He takes a lot of damage. There's the Cocoon as well. Kickus tries to help, but it's not going to be enough. 1 kill picked up thanks to the poke of H2K, and in they go for the turret. That's going to drop rather quickly. H2K now in towards the inhibitor, the first one. That one's going to go down 31 minutes into the game, and they've got the gold lead back by only 700. Yeah. But they're looking good.
We talked about it at Champion Select, where the Elise for Trashy isn't his typical style, but the fact that he's able to line up the Morgana, they're going to continue and go for more now.
This is a bit risky. Javelin, good juke there. It's going to be Take Fun staying safe, but Mockler's got to be even safer there. He can't jump over walls. He's stealth. He's going to walk out. Now H2K. The inhibitor's gone. They can get out of the mid lane and look for something else. Top and bottom lane both pushing in towards them. It's on their side of the river. They got to get those lanes under control.
They'll get more CS out of that, continue to push it up while this mid lane just does work naturally. Big thing that came up underneath that was the binding, cocoon, spear, just 100% guarantee that damage once you land one of those. And Odwamne just so much damage with his build currently. Like, Nashor's Tooth has an AP ratio on it, so your auto attacks do more damage based on how much AP you have. So Odwamne, he's doing massive amounts of damage that are consistent to multiple members in a team fight.
Yeah, he's being an awesome threat in these battles overall. 8 of the 11 kills are attributed to kills or assists in that guy. He's doing a good job at this one. You see 5-1-1 on Take Fun. I mean, that's what we expect there with LeBlanc. It's like, yeah, you can make the individual plays. You can get those pickoffs. You're unlikely to die. But how can you contribute to a full battle? Your deaths would increment, but if you're not getting the right types of kills before fights to make these plays, you can peter out, and that's a bit of what we're seeing here. You have to respect the LeBlanc, but H2K are grouping up enough to play that properly.
Yeah, we saw LeBlanc yesterday with Exile, who went 6-0-5.
Yep.
And they lost that game, with that being his final tally.
Yeah.
So you can lose very easily with LeBlanc while you're ahead in kills and assists. That's fine having a great score, but your contribution to a full-on team fight or the setup of a team fight is very minimal. You're a very burst-oriented champion. As soon as there's a little bit of resistances on the team, which comes out in that late game, you're not as useful. But the thing here is H2K, they're basically just using their levels. I mean, level 17 on Odwamne, he is huge right now compared to everybody else in the game. But they don't have any real designated magic resist tank just yet.
They don't really. They've got to be fairly concerned about this. We're going to see H2K group up there. Odwamne is going to have already recalled back, but it looks like Lublin Shore wants to engage this battle pretty early. H2K's got to be careful. They do not have all 5 members yet.
It's a good spear across and a good dodge from Take Fun.
The attempt, another Javelin comes out. They're not getting a ton of damage out just yet, but 24th Lucian with a bunch of AD items is going to be able to take down turrets rather rapidly.
Here's the thing too, is they have that middle lane that now has a double stacked super minion wave pushing up.
I don't know if these guys can really defend tier 2. They're still trying, but
they
if they don't go back right now, they're going to lose next turret.
Thing too is if they stay long enough, Odoamne, he could probably teleport in and be like, yep.
All right, well, there's Kuban making the attempt. He's going to go and defend this, but that turret, it actually might be too late. It's taking a whole bunch of payment right now, and there's the engage for the turret. It's a 5 versus 4. Lublin Shore cannot faithfully defend this, and that will be the turret going down. And yes, next turret number 1 did fall while that happened. A late move by Lublin Shore, and they can keep going. Still, it is 5 on 4. Still, this turret
going to tank it. Damage. Just keep the minions there.
They can. They're doing some good damage. Kuban's finally going to loosen up and get to join his team, but there's low health bars on all sides. Binding. It's a spell shielded there by the Banshees, but does he want this fight? Again, 5 on 4. The Baron buff is off the screen. It's off. Timed out the buff right there, but Lublin Shore, they can't find the battle.
Bevan, he's off on the side trying to poke Kikis, trying to find his way in, but the ward coverage. Oh, nice black shield to stop the engage there. The binding, actually.
He's safe, doesn't get javelin. That's the important part.
Yeah, the follow-up
does go down. Wow, Lublin Shore afraid to go in the kick towards Forbidden. There's the flash box, and there is the battle. AOD should be dying first. So far, 2-1. Lublin Shore start this battle outright. AOD gonna follow 2-2. Now 3-2 as these kills come in. And H2K are routed. They've only got mid laner and AD carry left. Sorry, no, it's only 1 death actually for Lublin Shore. I miscounted that one. So 3-1 battle.
Oh, he's going
still
for it.
flooding in. Kika's got to be careful. Slow not gonna land there from Twitch. H2K still looking to play a little bit aggressive. Can they get the inhibitor? He's trying, despite being outnumbered.
He knows Nidalee has his back. If the poke comes in, it'll be enough. They're going to have to back off after that, though. Go for the blue. See what they can get.
Interesting. They don't choose to go for the bottom tier 2 turret. Instead, they actually do go for the blue buff steal. I'm intrigued by that choice because they might have gotten the push in time. They've will grab this blue buff.
Dragon's up.
The bot lane gets pushed in. And look at this. Still on a 2 versus 4. H2K, because of the positioning, because of the minion waves, they steal a blue buff. They take away. They could have tried for Dragon. They don't choose to.
There's a big thing here. Kick across 3. Odoamne gets obliterated because he used his ultimate onto Fibevin. He's gone. He was the persistent damage threat. I would argue that it would have been better to use it on himself there, because he would have been able to clean up this fight, whereas Fibevin's damage is just all poke, and he didn't land a single spear afterwards.
That's true, yeah. When you actually have been engaged upon, yeah,
a little bit of a misplay.
Yeah, well, they couldn't find the correct 5v5. I mean, I liked AOD's play. He went in there, he got a multiple-man stun there, locked up Mockler for a while, and then pulled a lot of attention, but the rest of that fight just did not go well. Kuban and Take Fun put the damage out, so props to them.
Clearing out the Baron now. The Dragon actually wasn't taken by anybody.
It's true.
Lublin Shore didn't go for it after the back there.
When Baron's up like that, yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you can't do that. Clearing it out. Oop. Top of the Banshee's Veil. Going after Odoamne. He's out of position.
Okay, there's the ulti popped. A big couple of heals coming, but he goes for the engage anyway. 2-man jump in. The Random with overslow as well.
So much damage.
Odoamne has nowhere to go, and Mockler picks up 1. The top laner's dead, but he's got to be very afraid of Nidalee Javelins. Gets away from that one, but here comes the mid lane siege. Their inhibitors are back up, so this is a safe push to go for. No heals for Lublin Shore, but it's okay as long as they can make this push work. They can walk back towards Baron. It's a 5v4 with the top laner gone.
Yeah, they are all very tanky right now. Kikis, Kuban, both went tanky for the team. There's no designated tank on H2K aside from Trashy, who actually went for some Magic Pen with the Haunting guys. He's just now getting resistances, and it's so easy to just shred through Odoamne. Now it's 27 seconds on Kale, and the Baron is being started up by Lublin Shore.
A lot of damage coming through. It's down about 2/3 health right now. The pain's still coming across
Mockler.
This is not good for him. He has to disengage this and play this fight perfectly without his ultimate, and AOD forces everyone away. That Javelin just won that fight.
That lantern was really cool too. Just basically run left, go right. And Odoamne, he actually has teleport, so he can go straight into this fight. If Kikis backs, he can't back right now.
Yeah. Kikis must stay. Take Fun is around. He's going to look for a bit of damage. Gets Zirene down to half HP, but gets a Javelin. That is not good for poor LeBlanc. Libic is around. There's the TP in. Here's the attempt. Odoamne rejoins the fight as well. They're still contesting for Baron. Nashgard is losing more and more health, down to 1/4 HP. The Javelin's still not landing. They're backing off, looking to push people around. Kikis is still around the wall. Puts the Q down. He smites it. The Baron picked up by Lublin Shore. Now can they run away? Kuban has Dragon form. He's gonna get out. Extremely well played by Kikis.
Kikis just outsmited Trashy again. Comes up huge there. They're going after Mockler. If they pick off Mockler, they could still possibly get an inhibitor off of this.
Well, depending how they move, he still might be in the wrong spot, but a big wave bottom lane. H2K pings that and says, let's clear that up. Guys, let's slow the game down. let's wait around a little bit and regroup and take this game right.
H2K, the last couple of fights have not been going in their favor. There was a good poke there by Bevan. Go ahead and clear people off of objectives. But, oh man, that steal by Kikis
Absolutely.
puts them right back in the game, right back on top of the game.
Wow.
Yeah, they see Bevan
Yes.
top.
They might have killed him.
They see Bevan top. So they know that this is going to be a 5-on-4 at best, sending somebody back to defend it just in case Bevan is pushing. No, they actually cancel it. They retcon that.
No, they're going to push faster
Yes,
than this.
exactly.
If you don't defend a Baron buff 5v4 team with a LeBlanc who can pick people off, you're in a bad spot right there. So Lublin Shore, they're going to pick up the Dragon, take the safe advantage. They've still got 2.5 minutes of Baron buff. They've got time to make some moves and make the right choices. They will regroup bottom lane. I like this, actually. I don't think the siege defense is very strong from H2K now that Kuban is so big that he can dive. Now that Take Fun can one-shot people, sieging is a very good option for LBS.
Big thing here is that Hjarnan actually has a little bit more damage than Mockler currently, because Mockler went for a defensive item from the poke. He's just sitting on those 3 assassination items that he had previously. Whereas Hjarnan has a little bit more damage out. He's gonna try to use
they get
it.
some decent damage, but actually they don't get really much of anything. The Lantern and Mockler's safe.
No,
He
they
burned
got,
heal.
they got
to
his
get away.
heal.
Yeah.
That's about it. They have minion waves pushing top and middle. They're forcing the back now from Lublin Shore. This game a lot longer than the average game times for H2K, but they're playing a different style currently with the poke. They're playing it safe.
They're playing it slow, but they're not.
That's another one of
Getting
the
it up.
situations too, where they're like, let's go for Baron when everybody's around. High risk
Yeah.
situation that backfired on them again. They're getting punished for these high risk situations that they put themselves in, the calls that they make. Because Dragon was up that entire time. Could have gone for Dragon. Decide not to. Say Baron, force the Baron, we poke them off. It'll be a 4-on-5 because Mockler had to back off. Bevan got chunked down. Kikis basically does all the work himself.
You have Guardian Angel now on Libic. The support's got a GA. Lublin Shore confirmed Gambit Gaming. GA's and everybody. Banshee's Veil on 3.
Captain Boots on
Yeah,
Kuban.
I like that. He's at it for a couple of fights now.
Yeah.
Ever since they were defending that top lane push a little while ago. He can go in, the team can follow up easily, because again, you've got to let your team engage. I'm actually surprised that Libic hasn't switched over for Talisman of Ascension even, because just getting your team in there is all you need to break this down. Vivian, once you're on top of him, can't deal any more damage there. He's squishy, so Cougar form's out of the question,
They try
really.
to disengage you the entire time.
And yeah, and javelins don't do any damage, you know, if you're within basic attack range. So you've got to be very cautious about getting far away when you're H2K. And right now, Lublin Shore's done a great job of getting in, even without great engage tools. Like they're pretty good, but like you have no true. You don't have a Leona, you don't have an Orianna. You've got to just kind of force in there with your body and hope that you can stick through it, and it's working.
Kuban is actually really, really hard to take down right now. With the Warmogs on his back,
It's a great
fact,
choice.
he's stacking multiple magic resist items. He's dealing more with the threat of Bevan and just stacking up the magic resist, making sure that he can tank the spears, multiple spears for his team. He doesn't really care about Hjarnan, who's 3-0-5
Yeah.
in his defense. But it's really hard for him to get in on these fights and not get zoned out.
But Randwin's level 18 before what Infinity is done. The actual persistent tank shredding damage of these 80 carry of Yarn is not high. This is pretty much the worst tank killing build you can go for 3 items as an 80 carry. So you don't have to respect it very much.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's an early game spike focused build. You don't even get a ton out of Infinity Edge because you only have 10 crit from Trinity Force. And that build is also starting to fall. Neither 80 carry actually is that gigantic in fights. Yarn will get there first, but
Man, 6K or 5.3K gold down now for H2K. They have the poke composition. They are behind, so they have ways back in. Lublin Shore hasn't run away with this. They've been waiting off the Baron buff, trying to get control of this map back over in their favor. But Lublin Shore, they've been doing a fantastic job of getting tanky and engaging the fights correctly. And stealing Barons.
yeah, all the above. Everything's working really well for these guys. So 5,000 gold puts Lublin Shore ahead. Climactic Game 3 winner moves on to the Challenger Series Finals in London facing NIP. Loser faces Gamers 2 in the 3rd place match. Doesn't travel anywhere. And both these teams know what's at stake.
Mockler is in the wrong place right now. If they catch him...
Nope, he's good.
Oh.
He chose the correct rush to recall in. He'll be back in time. Mid-tier 2 might still fall if H2K rushes this. If they're smart, they will.
Sneaky coming out there. And now they're trying to flank them from the side.
Now they're being too safe. They missed an opportunity there. They knew that, like, hey, this Twitch, right? They were checking brushes. They're like, oh, man, he's on the wrong side. He's recalling somewhere unsafe. That gives you the opportunity to say, just kill the turret, 5v4. They won't engage you. It's 5v4. And they don't do it.
At this
They've
rate,
overcorrected.
Baron will be up fairly shortly. And that might be the next point. But going into the Baron fight, Lublin Shore is going to have an advantage over H2K. So that's what Lublin wants. H2K, not so much. The last couple Barons they've tried have all backfired.
Really true in this one. Lublin Shore still... I'm trying to think what they're waiting for exactly. They are setting up ward control. Looks like they are setting up around Baron.
Oh my lord. If they go for Baron, H2K might be able to just push straight up the mid.
They should just go, absolutely.
Yeah.
Get wards that watch the flanks, at least not an Evelyn, so green wards will do it for you, and just pressure mid at all times. If LBS missteps once and gives away a mid lane push, it's inhibitor in the Nexus. Yeah, they've got to defend this right now.
They're going straight for the inhibitor now. There's a ton of Banshee's Veils, so the poke isn't that potent. But here comes Kikis. And Kuban. Oh, Omni was trying far up right there.
One Banshee's Veil gone, and there we go. H2K forced back again. This is good defense by Lublin Shore, but it also actually gives, if H2K wanted, they could run in towards Baron and sweep wards away, just by pushing mid and turning back around.
At this point, even if one person dies, it is game-changing because you will be locked out for a very long time. We're hitting those minute-long death timers.
Yeah, you're at like 70 now.
Yeah. Baron's up.
Lublin Shore, I don't think they can.
They're gonna go straight down the middle here.
This is a gigantic risk by Lublin Shore. They're going to try, but this mid lane push is happening quickly. H2K realizes that no one is defending. They've got enough wards to see that. Yeah, Lublin Shore backs off of Baron. They realize it was a bad call, but that's going to give away the mid lane inhibitor.
And now their exit is actually sealed off. They're going to have to get out of here immediately.
Livic wants to make the play, gets the flay in. Can he find anything else? Hook's going to land in a trashy. The box comes down, only finds AOD. AOD does get away with the jump away. He needs a heal, though. He's going to burn down and die. That is a kill that was completely avoidable with the spells that were still up. And here comes the engage. Kuban wants it. Can he get enough? He jumps in. The Random's open pop. He's losing a lot of health. He is trying. There's the ulti popped onto Zirene, trying to keep himself in a decent spot. And now the GAs are getting popped. Kills traded back and forth right now, but it's going better for Lublin Shore. They're destroying H2K's lineup. Only Hjarnan and Forbidden are alive.
He's in the bush. He's going to see it with the ambush.
Mockler, oh, triple kill for Mockler, and now only Forbidden is alive.
And they're going to back off of this for Lublin Shore. They're going to clear these waves instead of take advantage of the 60-second death timer.
They still can, but they have to get their base in order. There's a super minion wave pushing down mid lane. They've got to sweep away. They've got 40 seconds to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They can clear bot, clear mid, then take Baron.
Big thing here, AOD tries to zone, and watch this. Flashes, the heal is burned late by Forbidden.
Oh.
Doesn't end up saving his teammate there. They engage in, and just huge burst coming down here. The kickback of Hjarnan into the team, he forces the intervention on him, and Odwamne just stands there and swings away as much as he possibly can, and he gets taken out.
And look how big the Mikhail's heal is on Kuban. He's got so much health. It's 150 plus 10% max health, something like that. So when it's on a tank, it's actually very substantial. It's more than a summoner heal, more than an Italy heal would do. And so he gets to just like be that tanky dude in the front line. The respawn's just now coming in for Odwamne and Hjarnan, and Lublin Shore times that just well enough. They know it's a 5-on-3, or yeah, they have teleport. They know it's a 5-on-3. Gonna grab this one very successfully. Baron Nashor goes over one more time to Lublin Shore, and now they're up 10,000 gold. They've got to nurse this mid lane inhibitor back to health, but this much gold with a Baron buff, Siege will look good.
10k gold up over the tournament favorites of H2K, formerly Cloud9 Eclipse, that made it all the way to the promotion tournament last time. Lublin Shore, Take Fun, Hjarnan, AOD, not as lucky last time. They didn't make it all the way to the promotion tournament. This series, they're looking really good. Can they upset H2K? They're taking all of these objectives. Their play style so far has been very safe. When they win the games, they win them in a longer fashion than when H2K does. But what can they do? They've been forcing Odwamne to use his intervention on people other than himself. And when he is using it on himself, he can't stand there and swing away, which is what he wants to do. The kickback of Hjarnan was crucial at that point. It's a very tense game right now.
Extremely tense, but this is the time, I think, for Lublin Shore to make their plays more aggressive. Infinity Edge has been completed now for Mockler, so he's back online. You could theoretically sell Youmu's for a Phantom by end game once you get the money again, and I think that's a damage increase when you do it, but no rush really. He's got enough now that Eye Edge is there. He's decent. Only 40 crit chance, though. It is actually much lower than you could normally get in an end game build, but Hjarnan's in the same boat with the fact that he's got Triforce, only 10% of that item. Something to consider if you do need to burn down some tanks. Some burst comes out, but not too much gained there.
They got the GAs down. You're going to see Kuban taking a beating.
That's a decent amount of damage, though.
Half his HP.
In only a few
Completely
seconds.
Gone.
And he is as pretty much full tank as you can go. I don't think he'll ever get rid of the Blade of the Rune King. I think it's too valuable for his ability to stick to someone like Forbidden. But he's otherwise got the itemization goal for himself. I don't even think you'd lose Captain Boots here. I think it's too valuable for the team as well.
You'd also lose the tenacity. Like he could maybe go for Zephyr, but no.
No, that's definitely not.
You want the
I'd rather have Merc Treads, yeah.
Exactly. Oh, Forbidden's caught.
Oh my gosh, Mockler going for the individual play. Forbidden losing a lot of HP. He's still trying to leap away. The Expunge doing some damage. Ooh, not going to go for that one, knowing that Kale was around. So Lublin Shore, though, they do buy some time. They could go for this. They can backdoor this.
Gone.
Yeah, Forbidden has to heal himself up. Big burst comes in towards Odwamna. Just imagine if DFG were up. That'd be a dead champion right there. Kuban does not care too much about the damage. Kickus goes in. He looks for a bit of this fight. I don't know if he really wants that one necessarily. That turret does not actually end up taking any damage.
Oh my god. There was 2 points right there where H2K could have just dropped the game.
Yep.
Odwamne taking huge burst, no DFG used. Light take fun wasn't available, and then Forbidden getting caught. Heal wasn't up, it's up now. Just such a close situation, and they're flanking. They're all around the side here, but H2K, they see it.
Well, H2K is looking for one last minion wave to push in this cannon wave, but they have to be so afraid of Lublin Shore, the siege. They just don't have the ability to stay in there.
It's so hard to siege against this Baroned up team as well. Like this Baron team wants to get in there. Kuban is just so huge right now. 5,000 HP. And Trashy.
It just shows how weird it is to have Frostfang on Thresh. Like, it's really unexpected.
Yeah. You'd want the auto attack as he hasn't upgraded it completely. No Talisman Ascension. His GA is now back up. Got blown previously.
Okay, well.
And there's no Frostfang on AOD anymore.
It's true. Yeah. Sold that out to get the pieces of a Guardian Angel himself. Makes sense. Of course, Locket is done for only one of these teams. Not the case here for Lublin Shore. I'm actually a little bit surprised by that because there's a lot of magic damage available to the H2K lineup.
Everybody's approaching those 6-item builds where the gold won't matter anymore.
Yep. Kuban's done. Kickus is done. Take Fun's done. Mockler's done. And Libic's got 1 slot left. Lublin Shore has nowhere else to go with their gold without trading in boots for something else. They've actually all upgraded their trinkets. That's when you know their builds are done pretty much in this one. Same for Odwamna. Not the same right now for Tragic. He's got room to grow. Not the same for Forbidden. He's got room to grow. Hjarnan also has room to go. AOD has room to go. So the longer this takes, the better the better H2K gets. Every single member has somewhere to go with their item build, except for Odwamna.
And now, Lublin Shore can crack the base, get a kill, they could end the game. Vice versa, though. H2K have a much easier way into the base with all those inhibitors down and just 1 Nexus turret. If they get a member or 2, Lublin Shore down, could be game. If death means the other team gets a ticket to London.
You gotta be pretty afraid of that one. You don't want to give that away, of course.
Don't want to punch their ticket for them.
Nope. No matter how good Lee Sin is at martial arts, punching tickets for your opponents. Punch your own tickets. Team kill your tickets.
Huge waves here, but Odwamne will go ahead and clear that one out himself. Top lane is pushing against Lublin.
Big damage, though. That is the non-skill shot combo there. He's got to be pretty careful. Life stealing back up, though. The turret's going to be taking a lot of pain. The Mock's got to be careful. There's the engagement. AOD, Black Shield is on. This could be a very good fight. They stun up only Libic, and here comes the battle. Kuban takes a bunch of pain. That is 1 kill picked up, and here comes the chase. Mockler takes a javelin. The flash in for Odwamna. Kickus trades 1 back. The support's down, but there goes the AD carry. It's a 2-for-1 fight. H2K win that. Now Kickus has got to be careful. He calls his friends over.
He's getting
oh, he can't get the lantern in time. That is 3 kills for 1. Odwamna looks for Libic. He gets some damage down, and here comes Trashy. They're going to get take fun. They're going to get Libic as well. GA is popped, and this is the chance to push for H2K.
H2K, they aced them 5 for 1. The whole point of that entire siege, they went for the turret. AOD, he jumps in, uses his ultimate, locks up 3 people, forces them back, and he splits them up. He gives up his life, but at the same time, Odwamna is able to do what he does best, just sit there and do damage. This is going to be game for H2K at 55 minutes in.
What an incredible game for H2K, but they have done it a 55-minute game. The sieging, the javelins, the individual plays, and that is the game, the celebratory calling, and H2K are now into the finals. We'll see them next week.
They just won with a 7K gold deficit. Half an item down on most of their carries. Odwamna, AOD coming up huge at the end of that fight. Fibevin in the end, they wanted to use the poke comp, but it basically just became, we're going to counter-engage you when you're taking our turret.
And that's what I liked so much about H2K's composition, is they could start out with the 2-man siege, the Trinity Force Lucian, the Nidalee, get some turrets down, and they did find some of those. They got some turret sieges, but that back pocket Kale was always something to keep in mind. When you got really late in the game, an actual team fight, as long as LeBlanc doesn't one-shot somebody, an actual team fight of 5-on-5 will go to H2K because of Odwamna on Kale, because their actual team contribution will be more than what you're going to get from Lublin Shore. They finally found the fight they wanted. LeBlanc's burst didn't get a kill. The AD carry life stole back up, and then they got the fight. AOD flashing, and as you mentioned, exactly the right play.
Huge!
Burns all his actives, Black shields himself, Lockets himself, puts the Randuin slow down, forces everyone to run away the entire time, and it just opens up the way to take